Alright, second grade, for our final project of the year, I would like to introduce you to an artist that I find very unique and interesting. His name is Chihuly, and Chihuly works in glass. Now, a lot of the artwork that he makes is hung in these really interesting places, like a greenhouse. A lot of times he will stage all of his artwork into some nature scenes. And he just has some really cool stuff. I've even seen it in like grand ballrooms that make that space just feel like a burst of color is added to it. So his sculptures, his glass artwork is very interesting. And I have a perfect solution for you guys to do this on your own. Now, you're not going to need an oven. You're not going to need to heat up glass and melt it down. But what you will need to do is collect some plastic bottles. They can be milk jugs, they can be soda bottles, water bottles, anything that will be easy to cut and is either clear or kind of transparent or translucent like milk bottles. Once you have those bottles, you'll need scissors and you'll need some permanent markers. If you don't have permanent markers, maybe you can experiment with other things to add color to it, like paint or regular markers or crayons, anything that you think might work. Give it a try, see if it works. But permanent markers will work the best, I guarantee. The first thing I want you to do is take some of those bottles and cut them into a variety of shapes. If you look at Chihuly's artwork, you'll notice a lot of it has these long stretched out shapes or round shapes or like disc shapes. That is kind of limited by what he can create with glass, but he does a really interesting job with the way he stretches but has like other parts that are bigger. And so I want you to think about how to cut similar shapes out of that bottle. How can you cut long strips or cut maybe around the bottle to get like a curl going? Or maybe you can cut some discs out of it and kind of bend them slightly. And cut as many different shapes as you can out of as many different bottles as you can. And then add some color to them. You could do stripes on them or spots or just do them solid colors if you want. You can leave some clear if you want to. But the idea is to have a lot of different colors, have a lot of different shaped pieces, and cut them all out of that plastic. Once you have enough for the task at hand, what I want you guys to do is make a small model of a chandelier in the style of Chihuly. Make an example that hangs from a string if you have a string, or maybe a rubber band or something. But find a way to make it hang and see if you can have some kind of chandeliers looking piece of artwork that you can make out of all of those pieces of plastic that you cut. Some recommendations for attaching them together is to punch holes in them and then you can tie them together, or twist ties to keep them together. Use some ribbons, rubber bands, staple them together. Think of anything else that you can use to attach those pieces together to make some kind of chandelier. Okay? And since this is our final project, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I received lots of compliments on my videos and compliments on the projects, and that really means a lot to me. It helps me get the motivation to keep doing these for you guys. So I appreciate that you're tuning in, and thanks for doing these projects with me. I can't wait to see what you guys make this week. Alright everyone, thanks so much for tuning in this week. I hope you had fun with the project. Tune in next week for more art from home. And in case you have forgotten, don't forget to upload your artwork to Artsonia using code SSWYBCXY. Don't forget to head over to Seesaw and leave a response. And don't forget you can always follow me on Instagram at Mr. M's Art Class. And as always, keep creating. I received and I have a perfect if you don't have permanent markers, maybe experiment, all different kinds of pieces of, I don't know.